Good evening, everyone. My name is Chris Cooper, known as the Channel Guy Trader, and I'm reporting to you live from Wall Street Trading satellite office down in sunny South Florida. Today's date is Wednesday, April the 3rd, 2013, and here is today's After the Bell Market Summary brought to you by WallStreetTrading.com. Now, before I get into the video here, I wanted to show you guys how to sign up to the 14-day free trial to the chat room. You go to WallStreetTrading.com. This form that's on the right-hand side. Put your first name, put your last name, put your email, and you'll get the email sent to you with the credentials to log into the chat room. I had a couple guys, asking where they see that form, and I don't know how you can miss it. It's right here on the front right-hand page. Also, our social media networks are right here down at the bottom. And I have some more good news. We just got an office down in Miami, Florida, right by the University of Miami. The area is called Coral Gables. I will be working out of that office starting next week, which is pretty good. No more reporting live from the satellite office. We actually got a nice office down in that area, so it's going to be pretty interesting. We're going to be doing live webinars, a whole bunch of good stuff, so you want to make sure you're tuned in. At the same time, if you're in the South Florida area, if you go to meetup.com, you'll be able to join our group. It's called Wall Street Trading South Florida. All right, we'll have a couple people that were in our chat room that are in the South Florida area that they're showing up. So, if you can make it out to the location down there in Coral Gables, Florida, you're more than welcome to come check us out. I'll be doing a presentation on channel trading, a little strategy, and my partner will be talking as well. And we're going to try to see if we can record it and stream it through the internet, just in case some people that are at remote locations want to join. So in any case, that's what's going on with us over here. A lot of good stuff in the making, guys. I'll definitely keep you guys posted, but there's a lot of great stuff going on for you all that want to further your education in trading and want to start trading live with a real firm, real capital, all that other good stuff. So check it out, guys. Anyways, as far as the market goes here, Dow Jones finally got some nice selling today, guys. Dow Jones was down over 100 points here, closing the session down 111.66 points. The Nasdaq was down a little over 36 points, and the S&P 500 was down a little over 16.5 points. If we take a look at the breadth today on the market, we had 4,868 issues declining on the NYSE, Nasdaq, and the Amex. We had 1,268 issues advancing on the NYSE, Nasdaq, and the Amex. Therefore, we have a 4-to-1 ratio here, folks, in favor of the bears. All right, for the past couple sessions, we've been having some nice ratios in favor of the bears, showing you guys that while we've been going up, the underlying breadth of the market has been in favor of the bears. All right, so we definitely have to keep a close eye on this going forward. And again, the Russell 2000 is the leader that led us up, and it's starting to lead us down with that selling pressure, which we'll take a look at here shortly. So starting off with the SPY was down to $1.59, down just about a little over 1% here. We'll call it 1%. Closed at 155.23 here. And again, that 20-day moving average that we've been holding for the past 2 weeks here, we checked it today. You can see we closed right above it, but we're going to be looking to see if we hold below that 155.23, that 20-day simple moving average going into tomorrow's session. If we do, we're going to be looking for some more sell-side action down towards 154. In my opinion, I think we see another follow-through bar tomorrow. We had some nice volume today compared to the past, 5 or 6 sessions here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sessions here. Okay, so we had some nice little volume action right here. Another thing to take notice of is the closing prices here. Okay, while this whole time we were getting that chop back and forth action, you can see here we sucked in these people that said, okay, we closed above this higher close, we closed above this higher close, but guess what? Are these people trapped up here? We have to wait and see, folks. If we continue to hold below this 156 level and we continue to close below 156 and we get some confirmation lower closes, anybody that's long above 156 will be trapped to the long side on the market. All right, and then it's going to be a question of how much pain can they take before they say, you know what, this is not going to work, let me dump my shares, and then everybody else starts loading the boat on the short side, and we see a nice little washout, which was good. Everybody wants to see a pullback. We want to buy equities, down here. Nobody wants to buy equities up here, so let's get the market to pull back, some of these good stocks, these good names to pull back so we can create some buying opportunities. Now, levels to watch going into tomorrow. Again, today's highs is of course, resistance around this 156.84, 157 area. Levels to watch for tomorrow's session is today's lows. We break below today's lows of, let's see here 1 second. My system just did a little flash freeze right here. If we break below today's lows, which is 154.82, we're going to be looking for a move down towards 154. We break below 154. We could be making a move towards 153.25 or so. The 50-day simple and exponential moving average are lined up here at 152.74. Not saying that it's going to happen tomorrow. Like we're going to have a big sell day tomorrow. Could happen. Who knows? If this stuff out of North Korea gets a little bit more serious. Not saying that it's not serious, it is right now, but if they start following through on some of the stuff that they're saying tomorrow, in the coming days, we could see some market sell-off just from the systematic risk of what's happening globally. So we'll see what happens there. As far as the triple Qs go here, let's take a look at the triple Qs. A lot of good catalysts that could create some selling pressure there, guys. The economic data that's been coming out this week has not been favorable, and now we have this little global systematic risk news starting to take place into the market. So definitely want to keep your screens on watch and make sure your positions are tight. The triple Qs here did that little flash break over 69, and now that we're starting to see this market selling pressure, this triple Qs have been trading sideways. This little pattern of this rising wedge starts to become a little bit more vulnerable for a breakdown. If you take a look at the volume for the past 6 sessions, we have been getting that nice increasing volume while we've been chopping around here, but then today's sell side action happened on higher volume. Let me zoom in so you guys can see what I'm talking about. But you see the nice increase in the volume. I actually have a code that my friend built for me on this Thinkorswim platform where it connects the highs of the candlesticks and it draws the red line or the green line when the volume's increasing, or the red line. I use this on all my time frames. If you're interested in getting that code, just send me an email at ccooper@wallstreettrading.com. I'll be more than happy to send you that code there if it could help your trading. All right, so triple Qs look like they want to break down at least back towards the bottom of the range, since this thing really just has been in a range between 67.85 and 69. Level you want to watch for resistance, of course, is still 69. Level of support to watch is going to be down here around the 67.80 area. We do have this little gap as well right here around 67.65 or so. Take a look at the IWM, the leader that led us up for the year and starting to give us this nice selling pressure. And we're starting to see some real selling in the IWM, folks. I mean, just take a look at the volume coming in here. All right, look at the volume that we had for the past 2 weeks. Look at the volume coming in here this week. We had 3 confirmation lower closes. We have a nice close below the 50-day simple and exponential moving average. We're going to be looking for a pullback down towards the 89 level, which is the bottom of this little pivot right here that we had before we ran up. All right, levels to watch for resistance. If we pop back up towards 92.70, you want to watch that area to see, if we were to gap up sometime here tomorrow or so and we rallied up, as we possibly could have some dip buyers that are still trying to buy this dip, which that wasn't the case today. If you take a look at the intraday action on the market, dip buyers were getting ran through on every little bounce that we try to get here during today's session. So make sure you take note of that the dip buyers that were stepping in today, they got crushed. All right, so again, we'll keep our eyes peeled on that. Now, let's take a look to see what the currency action did today here. You guys know I like to go with the currency action here. Dollar has some little selling pressure today. Again, we're at this little rising upward channel. And as you guys know, this little rising upward channel usually results to the downside. However, if the whole global stuff starts getting crazy and they view the dollar as a safe haven currency, maybe along with gold, which that may not be the case, of course, we could get a nice little bounce inside this channel. The bounce in the dollar could cause some more selling pressure in the equities. But take a look at the dollar today. The dollar was down, and the equity markets were not able to catch a bounce at all. So that whole inverse correlation trade does not take place every day, at least from what I'm seeing. Some days you see that nice strong inverse correlation between the markets, equity markets, and the currency, the U.S. dollar, and sometimes you don't, like for today's example. All right, we take a look at the euro dollar, the euro USD. Let's see what the euro dollar did today. Euro dollar had a little bounce today, nothing too crazy. Still chopping around here in one of my proprietary channels that I'm watching here. Still chopping around, so not really much to talk about right here. Now let's talk about gold, all right? Gold broke down yesterday. Oh, didn't mean to do that right there. Gold broke down yesterday, and today it had a little bit of follow-through. Well, not a little bit. Had a lot of follow-through today. And, one thing about gold is that, some people were saying, okay, if maybe the market's starting to crack, we should see some buyers in gold. But maybe not. Maybe they're going to start, dumping their monies back into those U.S. Treasury bonds, the TLT, which we'll take a look at here shortly as well. I want to make sure I cover that today. So, GLD, gold futures, all right, a nice follow-through day today. As you can see, this nice little bullish channel we had shaping up from the 50% trend line of the original channel. I know I have a lot of lines in here, guys, so bear with me. Let me try to clean up this chart a little bit for you here. This is always work when I take off the studies. All right, this nice little 50% trend line, I put in here, we used it as a gauge to say, okay, this is actually a range at an angle for consolidation. What happens when you break down at a range and you get a confirmation close on a big bar like this? You usually get some follow through. Well, we got that follow through right here, except for this example. Again, it's at an angle here against the 50% trend line of this channel, this big channel that we have here. Let me make this red so you guys can see what I'm talking about here. This big channel that we've been talking about in the videos from these little key inflection points we've mentioned here. 50% trend line, draw that there. And you can see we were consolidating in on top of it at an angle. That's a range break. So a range break comes in, boom, you get the sell-off, get the follow-through. Gold still looks like it has some more selling pressure to do. Again, these are some of the strategies and techniques that we teach in the chat room, whether it's a daily chart, 5-minute chart, 1-minute chart. When I spot these strategies and these setups, excuse me, I have a habit of trying to talk too fast. But when I spot these strategies and these setups, I like to spot them out and tell the traders in the room to watch them. And we usually make some good strategy trades off of them. And same thing for our ES channel system, my ES proprietary channel system that I share with everybody in the room, and I use as a gauge to trade equities off of. I do not trade equities off the SPY anymore. I've been using the ES for the past 8 months, a year or so now. I used to use the SPY, but started switching over, and it's much better. So in any case here, ES, we've been showing this on our Facebook page. If you don't follow us on Facebook, you can follow us on Google+. Been showing the fact how we've been trading around these key channels here. And then today, right, this little consolidation that we had yesterday that we broke out of here, all right, that acted as an air pocket. Whenever you have a range like this, a nice little channel, and you break right back below it and you don't get the little back test hold like it should, or that back test hold like it kind of did right here, all right, well, then this usually acts as an air pocket, and you get a nice little clean move. Whatever catalyst that you have as well to work in the favor usually helps it out. Today we had some bad news from the ISM. The numbers came in less than expected. So that was another catalyst for some sell-side action today. So back to the gold chart. Let me take a look at the GLD for you guys out there that watch the GLD. GLD, some selling pressure. Got a nice little bounce off this little trend line I have in there. Let's take a look back and see where this trend line is coming from. And I know exactly where the trend line is coming from now that I'll take a look at my weekly chart, which I'm going to drag over here for you guys. That trend line is coming from this little level right here. All right, from this inflection high, from this little pivot area low, this key trend line. All right, so now we got to wait and see if gold's going to try to get a bounce right here. I know the chart looks disastrous. But now with the systematic risk coming into the market from North Korea and stuff, and people, maybe some fear coming into the market, they may use gold as a safe haven, or at least a way to put some money away. We'll see. But GLD got a nice little bounce today, and it's important because I like how it held that trend line and it bounced off the lows. So we'll continue to watch this tomorrow. All right, the GDX continuation sell side action. Again, I don't want to talk about this too much because I've been mentioning this in the past videos. We've been calling the GDX short since back here and from the breakdown back in late January. But now some more sell side action. My target on the GDX is down here towards 32.53, and I think that's going to be a good area to try to start nibbling on some of this GDX and some of these gold miners. But for the meantime, for the short term right here, still looks pretty bearish. Nice little consolidation right here between 38 and 36. Was not able to hold above that 38 or 37 bid. Got that breakdown, and now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 confirmation lower closes on the GDX, the gold miners weak side action there. SLV, more continuation action to the breakdown after breaking out this little dollar range that we were trading in for about 6 weeks here. All right, now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 confirmed lower closes. Volumes increasing to the sell side. Stay away from the silver. If this is industrial metal and industrial production is slowing down a little bit from the past news that we have gotten here in the past couple of days here. This is going to get some more selling pressure. Then the fact that the precious metals are in sell mode already, this will definitely be one that they would like to hit. But we'll see. We may have some people looking to rush back into the precious metals with the action that's going into the market. And since they're down a lot, some people may be trying to use those avenues as a way to try to preserve some capital and as a safe haven. We'll see. We haven't seen that right now, but it could happen. And before I buy silver, I'd rather buy gold in that case. All right. So let's go and take a look at crude oil now. Crude oil futures. Had a couple of traders in the room today that trade futures short crude oil. 98 has been a line in the sand level that we've been watching since the start of the year, since back here in late January. Couldn't break over 98, couldn't break over 98, couldn't break over 98 this week. And now we're getting some sell side action. In the weekend review, I mentioned the fact that we could chop around here between 98 and 94, and that looks like the case so far. However, if we break below 94 and hold, the next level you want to watch is going to be back down here towards this 92 level support. If you don't trade crude oil futures and you like to trade the ETF that tracks crude, which is a USO, let's go and take a look at the USO. USO was down 89 cents today here. We try to break back into this little supply zone that we have right here. All right, you can see we closed above that for a couple days, but then guess what? Boom, sellers back in, and volume increasing to the sell side. And we have 3 confirmed lower closes, folks. Not an area you want to be in. And the whole commodity field looks like it could be in sell mode right now. The whole commodity space. The agricultural stocks have been getting crushed here a bit. I believe, let me take a quick look. Monsanto popped up today from the earnings. And, it popped up, traded high, but was not even able to hold near its highs. However, 104 is a key level to watch on this. And we'll take a look at this chart here. Take a look at a couple of these agriculture stocks here shortly. Let me just finish going through some of these indices. Actually, we're actually doing the indices. Well, I want to take a look at the volatility index with you guys, the VIX. Nice little bounce today in the VIX. You can see the VIX is trading in a range between 1250 or so and this 1430 area. If we get a break out of this range and we get a nice confirmation close, guys, we need to watch this very closely because we could be looking for a break above 15 and a break above this 16 area, which is this 200-day moving average that we tried to break above it last time and we failed. We tried to break it above it again right here and we failed. And now we could try to test that area again. So we have to make sure we watch that closely. All right, I think that's all I want to go through as far as the indices go. Let's talk about some stocks. Apple, let's see what Apple did today. I'm pretty sure it got smoked today. Nope, it was up actually $2.19, believe it or not. I was not even looking at Apple today. But Apple got a nice little bounce today. Looks like there's going to be some buyers trying to come in and play it off this 425 level. Notice how yesterday got a bounce and sold off. Today got a bounce and sold off. So there's still some more sellers in Apple looking to short those rallies. All right, if we take a look at Amazon, let's see what Amazon did today. Amazon was down $4.92. This could be a little lower high that's setting in right here. So you want to make sure you draw this little trend line, and you want to make sure you draw a little parallel channel trend line at some possible targets. Could be back down towards this 200-day moving average here around 247.43. All right, we did see some strength in Walmart today. Not that much, but Walmart has been a stock that has been holding up pretty well. All right, was able to pull back a bit, but this is one of the stronger stocks in the market. Keep this one on your radar. All right, one of the trades that we caught on in the chat room that if you're looking to participate in the market to the short side, which it may be a little bit too late for a nice clean entry, but there still may be some more downside coming in tomorrow, of course, from the action that we had today and the action that could settle in the market if we really start to get some sell side action. But take a look at the TZA. Look at the volume that came into the TZA. All right, my partner James, he called this one out for a long right on the open, and this one was a buy all day. A lot of traders in the room caught that one, and they're pretty happy about that leaving home today. I was able to call out LVS to the short side this morning, and I'll explain to you why this was a short. Take a look at the 15-minute chart of LVS. Going into the close yesterday, this thing was forming a bear flag, right? You have the sellers that came in the morning part of the session. They rallied it right back up. They sold it off, and they traded it sideways. This is a nice little bear flag off this little sell side action. And then, boom, nice follow through today. I was able to call this one out around 54.47 for a breakdown. And then we rode it all the way down to 53.75, the first target. And some traders were actually able to get it down to the last target around 53.20. All right, so some good calls in the chat room. You want to make sure you get involved in the chat room, whether you're a futures trader, options trader, equity trader. All right, we have a lot of great stuff and great tools and resources in the room that can definitely increase your chances of success if you're looking to make profits and you're an active day trader trading intraday. If you're a swing trader, you'll probably find more value in these videos that I put out on a daily basis here. And then again, we have the live webinars coming up pretty soon within the next week and a half or so. I'm actually working on those right now. We're going to be doing some live webinars at least once a week. We have the newsletter service that's going to be going out pretty soon, so you want to make sure that you're a part of that. And you can sign up for that once you send up your email excuse me, once you set your email up in the My Wall Street TV, you'll be part of the service that we'll be sending out, and you'll get those emails. So it'll be pretty good for you there. A lot of good information going out to you right in your email box to help you out there. What else? So LVS, these casinos are a little bit weak today. Zynga had some bullside action. It was in the news. Okay, nice little gap in Zynga. You want to make sure you keep an eye on this. Some nice volume going on there. Some nice accumulation volume. Look at all these little volumes going on. There's a lot of accumulation. It seems like there's going on in this Zynga between this $3 range and this say 370 range. All this little chop action right here. You know, is this going to be a nice little turn for it here? It's breaking this nice little 3-week downtrend. This could be a nice turn in the cards for Zynga to move back up towards this $4 level here, and then make a move up towards 5. All right, my friend that trades with me in my home office, he's been buying Zynga the whole time here, and his target's up towards 5.56. So we'll see how that plays out. Remember, this stock was a $16 stock before the sell side action came into the name, you know, last February. So we'll see how that plays out. The banks, starting off with Goldman Sachs, the banks were weak today. The banks, you know, were the first sector, I would say, to crack right on the open and show you that, okay, we can have a nice little sell side momentum today. And Goldman Sachs, this one has been trading a range for the past 7 sessions here, and now we have a confirmed close below this 145 level. Look for this name to have some more follow through tomorrow if the banks are weak. Why? Take a look at that upside action. Just a nice little smooth move up here. You know, no consolidation base to work off of. You know, in other words, no congestion that, you know, we could come back and try to back test to try to hold a support. So the same way that we had a nice little smooth run up, the same way we can have a nice little smooth move down, folks. Again, if we had some consolidation going on, like over here to the left of the chart, well, then maybe down here at 138 can hold some support if we were to sell more, okay? But the fact that we don't have no consolidation and no little base range, there's nothing to work off of, and we have a nice little smooth cruise up, we have another smooth cruise down. We take a look at Citigroup. Citigroup had some nice sell-side action today as well, down over 3.5%. Next support level to watch in the Citigroup is right here at this 42. We break below 42, you want to be watching that 41 level. Can't talk about the banks if you don't talk about JP Morgan, so let's take a look at JP Morgan. JP Morgan, some sell-side action, breaking below that key 47.50 area. And same scenario with Goldman Sachs. This one really doesn't have any nice support, consolidation support, until around 44. Some minor support right here around 45.25 or so. We'll be keeping a close eye on that right there. All right. I want to take a look at some of these other names that I haven't looked at in a while with you guys. Baidu was a weak stock for the start of the year, still looking pretty weak. Keep an eye on this name. This name can still get some more selling pressure. If you take a look at the chart, this chart has been like in a nice little rising, little upward channel. And therefore, tomorrow, if we get some more follow through to the sell side in the markets, we could be looking for some follow through sell side in these names that have been weak and have been not performing like some of these other key stocks. All right. IBM had a nice little bounce yesterday. Let's see what this thing did today. Still holding up pretty well. You know, based on the action that we had in the market today, you probably would have expected IBM to sell all the way back down to 210. That did not happen today. Not saying it can't happen tomorrow, but you want to keep IBM on your radar. And that's about it, folks. We'll have some more stocks to watch. Again, if you want to see what stocks we're trading intraday, you want to make sure you get involved in the mywallstreettv.com trading room. To get access to that trading room, you want to make sure you go to wallstreettrading.com and sign up for your 14-day free trial. All right, folks, have a great day. Hope you guys made some profits today. We were right on time, spot on with the short side action today in the markets. If you want to see our midday market update, all you have to do is go to wallstreettrading.com and click on the upper right-hand side for the My Wall Street TV section, and you will see all the archived videos there, folks. Have a great night. Cheers.